Hello, my name is Masha and today I'm going to show you all the bracelets that I made recently. This is going to be a bit of a shorter wrap up. I did make quite a few bracelets, but there were only 5 patterns really that I made. The vast majority of these bracelets were made during my 24-hour bracelet challenge, so you can actually watch me make them from start to finish during that video. It's one of my favourite videos I've made ever. And you get to see the entire process from picking the strings to making the full bracelets. But before I get into it, I want to have a look at all of the bracelets that you made for the challenge from the previous wrap-up video. For this challenge, I asked you guys to make any one of the 3 following patterns, all of which I've made tutorials for recently. We had the squiggle bracelet, for which I saw so many beautiful designs. I made 3 myself, and it was really cool to see what other color combinations everyone came up with. This is an alpha bracelet, for which I don't really normally make tutorials, but it was so fun that I've been thinking about other alpha bracelets that I could make tutorials for as well. We also had the shaped wave bracelet, which was my first attempt at a macrame bracelet. There is a thin line between friendship bracelets and macrame. They use the same knots after all, but this was definitely in the macrame territory that I ended up just converting into friendship bracelet techniques, because though we make the same knots, we make them in opposite ways. And I've converted the bracelet into friendship bracelet terminology when I made that tutorial, and it was so cool to see your renditions of these bracelets. And there was also the triple diamond bracelet, which is also an absolute favorite of mine. I made 4 of these bracelets and I wish I could have made even more, but there's just so many different patterns to create. I just want to make everything out in the world. So it was really cool to see all different versions that you guys came up with. There were also some really unique color combinations here. Thank you to everyone who participated in the challenge. There will be a new challenge towards the end of this video as well. If you want to skip right to it, there are timestamps in the description for you to follow. But now let me show you guys the bracelets that I made since our last catch up. All of the bracelets that I will show you have tutorials, starting with the chevron arrowhead. I made 4 of these bracelets. We have this gorgeous green one, which is a little bit earthy, and it has just a little bit of red and yellow that I think looks really nice. With a completely different vibe, we have this one in purple and pink that I also think looks really good. Then I made one in a slightly darker color scheme with reds and blues. I really love how all the colors interact here. And finally one that's a little lighter with some purples and yellows. This is a really fun pattern that I highly recommend making. In fact, you're gonna hear me say that for pretty much every bracelet that I show you today, but genuinely, I really love the selection of bracelets that I have here. I haven't had this much fun with friendship bracelets in a really long time. I spent the last 1.5 years working on my book, which was really rewarding and so fun in itself, but that meant that I wasn't able to make as many bracelets as I normally do because I was working on the book and taking photos for the book and making bracelets exclusively for the book. I even took a long break from YouTube where I didn't post, so I wasn't even making videos for a long time. So jumping back in and just being able to make so many stunning bracelets has been a blessing. And this was one of the first patterns that I made once I jumped back in. One thing with these though, I made a bit of a mistake with one of these bracelets, which is incredibly obvious to me, but might not be as obvious to everyone else. I showed this around to my friends and family. I was like, can you tell where I made a little oopsie? And if you're looking at this and you can't quite tell, or maybe you can, the answer is, for each of the bracelets, I wanted the first kind of arrowhead wave to match the color of the loop. So you've got the red loop here and a red wave coming off from it. Purple, 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 green, red. I made a mistake with the green one, and in fact it was the first one that I made where I accidentally made a chevron and didn't actually transition into the arrowhead part of it. And that really annoyed me. It annoyed me to the point where I was genuinely considering untying a good chunk of it. Mind you, by that point I had already started the second piece, so I wanted to go ahead and untie this entire thing. And I did, I untied like a row before I realized that's a bit much. Maybe let's not do that, maybe let's just continue and wabi-sabi or whatever. It's fine. I can make my piece with little imperfections, and in fact I don't think it's super noticeable anyway. And I ended up loving all of the bracelets regardless, so it ended up alright. Moving on, we have 3 chevrons. This is probably the easiest pattern that you can try. You could argue that the candy stripe is probably the easiest pattern because it only uses one type of knot, but I recommend beginners start with the chevron rather than the arrowhead because it teaches you both of the knots at the same time, so you're not used to making one knot over the other. I started by making candy stripes exclusively, and I made candy stripes for a whole year before I even realized that there were other patterns you can try. And I still, after, how long has it been? Oh my god, it's been 17 years. I started in 2009 and it has been 17 years. That is, ooh, scary numbers, scary numbers. But after that long, I still favor forward knots. It's fine. I can make backward knots. I can make these knots in my sleep at this point. But I'm still more comfortable making forward knots even though it's been that long. So I recommend people start with the chevron, the classic chevron. And of course, as I mentioned, there's tutorials for all of these bracelets so you can have a look if you want to. But I made it in 3 different color combinations. They're all sort of monochrome color combinations where it's only really one color in different kind of shades. Got a pink, a purple, and an orange. But I really like them. They're really, really cute. There's something about just returning to the basics and just making a simple bracelet, a simple pattern. As I said, one of the easiest you could possibly make, and just rolling with it. I really enjoyed this. This was also made as part of my 24-hour bracelet challenge, and actually this one and the 2 bracelets that I'm going to show you after, or the 2 patterns, the multiples of bracelets, there's 3 here, they were all made with the same strings. And that was a part that I also really enjoyed. I have been using the same brand of string, which is Gamma, for a really long time. The main reason I use it is because it's the cheapest that I have access to. I live in the UK, but I frequently visit the US because I have family there. I frequently visit Russia because I also have family there. And between the 3 places, Russia is where I could get the cheapest thread. So whenever I would visit, I would stock up on this brand of string, which is 100% cotton, just like any other string really. And because it's the cheapest, I would stock up on it and make bracelets with it pretty much exclusively. But I've been doing that for so many years that I've gotten really tired of the color palette. They have an extensive color palette. In fact, I recently made a video of a tour, essentially, of one of the craft stores here in Russia. I get comments about it anytime I post it on my story or in my reels or wherever, so I figured, you know what, I'll just show you guys everything that you can find here. I think the section with the spinny strings get people really excited, so if you want to have a look at that, I'll leave the video linked in the card and in the description. But you can see in those videos as well that they do have a very extensive selection of colors, but I've been making bracelets exclusively, more or less, with that brand for so long that I've just gotten to know the colors too well, and I'm tired of them. And so I recently switched to DMC and Anchor. I actually prefer Anchor specifically for multicolored strings. I think they have a better selection, just in my opinion. But I really like the feel of DMC, and I love the intensity and the depth that they have to their colors. There was a comment once on one of my videos, and let me know if it was you, but I think it was the arrowhead tutorial, which I'll show you right after this, where one of the first comments I got on that video was, "These colors look juicy." And that's exactly what I'm telling you. I think that the colors of DMC, maybe it's because they're new and exciting, but I do think that they look deeper, richer, and juicier. So I've been really excited. So I got a bunch of these strings, I made the chevrons with them, and I made the arrowheads with them. In fact, I actually selected the strings for the arrowheads originally, and all of the other bracelets, the chevron and the flip-flop, which I'll show you in just a bit as well, came from that. I had a bunch of leftovers after I made these bracelets, and I was like, what can I do with these strings? First of all, just not waste them, right? But also because I wanted to kind of make all of these bracelets look cohesive and like they go together and like they're with the same color palette. And you can tell that in this, with the arrowheads, which is how I originally selected the colors, the color palettes are a bit different. You've got kind of purple going into orange and greenish teal going into pink and pink going into blue. Whereas here, obviously, they are quite monochrome, but you can still tell that these are the same colors are being used. And spoilers, I guess, because I haven't really shown you this yet, but we've got the flip-flops. And with all of these together, you can tell that they're the same strings, and they look so nice together. Anyway, I've just been obsessing about colors. I've been digging deeper into color theory and trying to figure out how to match all these different colors and what are these color combinations called? Oh my god, like just looking at these bracelets, sorry, I get distracted, but looking at these bracelets with the light coming through them, I can see just how much cat hair is in them. If you didn't tell by the background, I am currently in Russia, so this isn't my normal filming setup, and this isn't my normal living setup either, and we've got cats here. I quite literally have a set of tweezers that I use to pull cat hair out of my bracelets as I'm making them, and whenever I notice it. I'm getting a bit off topic. You know, when I realized that I don't have that many patterns to show, I have a lot of bracelets, but there's only really 5 patterns, I was like, I can chat a little bit more about each bracelet. I ended up being way too chatty. I've been filming this for like 20 minutes now. This is gonna end up being a long video anyway, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be a short one. The arrowhead, one of my favorite patterns of all time, such a classic. I've made countless arrowheads over my years of bracelet making. I am obsessed with these. Genuinely and truly, I am obsessed with every single one. I don't even know which one is my favorite. They are stunning. They are stunning. I really love the purple to pink. I think this reminds me of like a sunset. This one is really playful with the teal and pink. Kind of gives me candy floss vibes. And then this one, kind of a raspberry pink into blue. Reminds me of the countryside with like raspberries against the sky, you know? Another great thing about using DMC now is that I can actually share color numbers with you because I wasn't really able to do that before. I mean, I still did, often. Whenever I was posting to like my Instagram story or wherever, when I was showing you color combinations, I still included the color numbers there, but obviously it doesn't really translate. If you don't have Gamma, Gamma is pretty much an exclusively Russian brand, I think, I'm not sure, but I've never seen it in the UK or in the US. Whereas DMC is pretty much available worldwide, I can actually include color numbers now, and I included the color combinations for these bracelets within the tutorial, and I'm gonna be doing that moving forward. Pretty much, if I'm using DMC string, which I will be most of the time, or even Anchor, really, because that is also widely available, gonna be including the color numbers now, so if you wanna make these exact bracelets, you can. The color numbers are included in that tutorial. I need to speed this up. I've been over 20 minutes and I only showed you 3 patterns. All right, I already showed you these, but let's have a closer look at them. These are the flip-flops. Oh, I had so much fun with these. I had so much fun with these. I had so much fun with all of these, honestly. It was so fun coming up with color combinations with the same strings. I truly believe, just generally, that whenever you have any kind of limitations to your creativity, it makes you more creative. I've noticed that across anything that I do. Whenever I have, I don't know, a house that I'm building in The Sims, and I only have a very small space that I can build in, my houses become more interesting. Same thing with Pacopia. I've been playing Pacopia pretty much since it came out. Anytime I have any kind of limitations, my builds get more creative. And so same thing with bracelet making. If I put a limitation to myself where I can only use these colors, things get more interesting. And so going from wildly different colors to just monochrome colors to kind of similar but also different colors was really interesting to me. I have a purple and pink one, a red and blue one, and an orange and teal flip-flop. And I just love this pattern. It is one of my favorites. It is also super beginner friendly. I included this bracelet as well as the chevron and 3 others in my 5 bracelets you can make today as a beginner video. I'll leave that video linked in the card and in the description. It's actually part 2. I have another one of those. So there's 10 bracelets that you can make today as a beginner, where I explain from the basics how to make this bracelet. It's a really fun one. I really love it. I highly recommend you try it if you haven't already. And finally, we have the bordered chevron, which, looking at these, you might think it's a different pattern. It is not. All of these bracelets are in fact the same pattern. The difference is we obviously have a variety of colors in the middle for these 2 bracelets and then a solid white for the other 2. And the border on the first 2 is solid white, whereas the border on the other 2 is a multicolored string. And these are actually multicolored strings by Anchor. As I said, I personally prefer their multicolored strings. I just think they have a cooler selection of colors. And I tried my very best to match the insides of the bracelet to the multicolored string. So here we've got kind of a sunset vibe with this bracelet that I really tried to match in color to this multicolored string. This one is more pastel and pink, and I've tried to match it to this one as well. But this is very much just the classic chevron with a border. So it's a very tiny variation of this design, but it creates a whole new look. I feel like these look very different. Even just like the regular ones and the bordered ones, if you discount the multicolored string, I think they look very different. But it is actually quite simple to achieve, and I've got a tutorial for you. Alright, I need to wrap this up. We are getting really chatty today, but these are all of the bracelets that I made since we last spoke. It's actually quite a few. I've been really in the mood to be making collections lately. You're probably gonna see more and more of that from me. So this time, with the challenge, I'm giving you an extended deadline so I can make some more bracelets by our next catch-up. So let's talk about the new challenge. It is August. We are fast approaching the cozy season. It is still very hot right now, so it's very difficult to think about it, but autumn is coming and I want to see autumnal patterns. Specifically, I want to see patterns with leaves. I use these challenges as a way to get inspiration. I am inspired by you just as much as you are hopefully inspired by me. It is very much a cycle. So I want to see patterns with leaves, and they can be normal bracelets. In fact, I actually have a tutorial for leaves patterns, or more likely, truthfully, they're going to be alpha patterns where you can choose any kind of pattern that has leaves in them. I just want to see leaves within the context of autumn in some way, but it doesn't really have to be, just leaves. I want to find cool new patterns. So make a bracelet, as many as you'd like. You can enter multiple times if you want to, just as long as they're different bracelets. And post your pictures in my Discord server in the relevant channel. There is a challenge photo channel to be featured in my next wrap-up video. There's an invitation to my Discord server in the description of every video, and it's just a fun place to be. We chat a lot in there. You can ask questions and get help, and it's just a nice community that we have. If you don't have Discord though, you can also submit via Instagram, use the hashtag Masha's Leaves, and tag me in the photo so that I can find it. And that way I can also use your photo in my next wrap-up video. This is a challenge, not a competition. It's just for fun, really. As I said, it's an inspiration circle here, but I would really love it if you would participate. All of the tutorials are linked in the description, as I mentioned, but if you prefer your tutorials to be offline, I also have 2 books. The Beginner's Guide to Friendship Bracelets takes you all the way from the basics to the more advanced stuff, and the Art of Friendship Bracelets, while it does still include some of the basics, expands and shows you so many more patterns and takes you deeper into some of the core concepts. Both of my books are available any way you typically buy them. There is also a direct link in the description if you want to get them there. They're available worldwide, and my publisher, who is linked in the description, can help you with any shipping questions if you have them. Before I go, I also want to give a special shout out to my YouTube members. It is with their support that I'm able to continue creating videos. I truly appreciate that, and so I show my thanks by giving them early access to videos, giving them extra videos. We have our own Discord server in which we chat, and there's a bunch of other perks as well. If you want to become a member and support the work that I do here, then you can hit the join button below. But in any case, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you make any bracelets based on the tutorials or patterns that I showed you today, make sure to tag me in them, either on Instagram or on my Discord server. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!